Hello and welcome to another ChatG&G. He's Grizz.
And he's Gags.
How you doing, brother? How's it going?
I'm doing all right, bro. I'm doing all right. We were just having a chat about sort of things and energy levels at this time of year and, all that kind of boring stuff middle-aged men do. But
Yeah.
we really do have a superb football team to talk about. More
We do.
interesting.
Although the game it wasn't filled with any talking points or topics. I guess the main thing that you get out of it is talking about um how good the Reds are in terms of in the Champions League and how amazing Slot's doing. I think the big talking point really is 6 out of 6, and also 19 out of 22, 19 out of 21, something like 19 out of 22 games won. I mean,
I was
that's crazy.
astonished to check. I was astonished to check the not check, but you made aware because you don't realize we've got so many games: League Cup,
Mm.
Premier League, Champions League. We conceded in the first 3 minutes against AC Milan in the first group game, and then didn't concede a effing goal.
We haven't
Like
conceded.
how?
We
Like
haven't conceded.
like
No.
okay, luck plays a part and all of that business, but I mean, how commendable, how good is that? If you actually break that down and analyze that, how good is that? I mean, look at the caliber of opposition we've played, Gags. We haven't
It's
played
been
any
incredible.
like Mickey Mouse outfits. We've played Leverkusen, we've played Madrid, we played Leipzig away. These are quality teams, and we haven't conceded a goal. Apart from I guess we got caught cold in the first few minutes against AC Milan away from home. And that
Mm.
was on the back of the defeat of Nottingham Forest. So confidence levels could have dipped, question marks could have arisen. Oh, here we go. This is the new slot era, is it?
It
Lost at
is.
home
It
to
is the San
Forest.
Siro as well. At the end of the day, I mean,
And then after that, wow, wow, wow. But I
I
guess the
mean,
talking
you're
point,
right.
the main, if we want to start off with the Champions League, was the
Mm.
return of Allison.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. What did you think? I mean, I was very clear on the post match on Tuesday that I mean, you just and then also our what our viewers, should I say, listeners? I'm used to podcasting. Our viewers were saying what an incredible return and showing us I'm the man, I'm the guy, and
I do
this is
like the
what
way
he's.
I do like the way it's been handled because many people were saying he was ready to return on the weekend or even the game before, but we
Mm.
held him back. Some would say we could have brought him against Newcastle. We might not have drew that game. But listen, hey, listen, no, take nothing away from Kelleher.
No,
Keller has been nothing short of magnificent. Keller has been nothing short of brilliant. His attitude, his calmness, everything. But when
exactly.
you're talking Allison, you're talking one of the Premier League goats. Am I right? I mean, I don't know where you put him. I know you do your objective ones without the rose tinted glasses. So it'd be interesting to hear your take on this one.
I think he's in the top three of all-time Premier League goalkeepers for me. It's
My,
always arguable, right? When you talk about the best ever in the Premier League, there's never going to be a right answer, and you will come across bias if you say it is him.
yep.
But you could make an argument for I don't know who else was there. Czech maybe. I don't know.
Would you? I think in
Michael.
some sort of order. I think in some sort of order. Check Schmeichel, Allison.
Yeah, and then if you're biased, you're going to say it's Allison just because of just the sheer amount of times
Yeah.
we played. Those teams at times were defensive, right? They had proper defenses where you don't. Whereas the Klopp era with Allison was gung ho football at times, and how many times he saved our asses 1-on-1, big chances. That I don't think. I mean, I don't think that's the bit where you could hold him up against any goalkeeper in Premier League history and say, was there ever a team that was basketball style or just full on attack at times, press, 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 leave the defense open with just two people, and you managed to have a good defense. And I think it would be hard to say that a keeper did or has done what he's done. Very hard to
Shall
argue.
I? Shall I do the? Shall I do the footballing version of blasphemy?
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Um. I obviously we both sort of grew up watching them from across the road,
The
kind of.
Manx. You didn't want to say it.
I was going to call them a certain animal, but I mean, how many times were we thwarted by that absolute monstering goal that was Schmeichel? So
Yeah,
I think when you talk about styles, I think Alex Man United were similar to the Klopp in
yeah.
terms of
They
they
play
were
football.
they
They
were
play
very home or away, they played the same, you
football.
know. And Schmeichel was a monster of a goalkeeper. I get your point about Czech, especially the Chelsea teams that he played in. Very,
Yeah.
very defensive and strong on the defensive side of things. But yeah, I mean, as you say, it's whoever you support, you lean towards them.
Yeah, and we're gonna lean.
There's
We're
not
gonna
much
lean
to choose
Allison.
between three of them.
To be honest, we didn't watch every single Man United game or every single
Yeah,
Chelsea game, right?
yeah,
Whereas we watch every single minute, every second of every Liverpool game, no matter what. No one misses
yeah.
it. We don't anyway. And that's when you get to appreciate the greatness of a player, right? So we couldn't say, could we really say with all honesty that we've watched enough of Schmeichel and enough of Czech and any other keeper you want to put in there and say,
I
yeah,
like your point. I like that point
we
you
couldn't.
make. You're right. You're right. Absolutely, you're right. We didn't watch them week in, week out to
No.
gauge their levels. I absolutely actually agree with that point. So, but listen, he's a red. He
Yeah,
wants to
we're
stay a
biased.
red. He plays for us, and he's
Yeah.
back to full fitness. And look, we count our blessings when we have depth of Kelleher and then Allison. And let's not forget what's his name, the number 3 who came in and had a little cameo as well, Jaros.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Jaros as well,
Very good.
who's had a bit of moment in the limelight as well, right, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, look,
Absolutely.
Allison was the shining light. I love the way Slot sort of joked, oh, maybe his players wanted to check, maybe his teammates wanted to see how good or how fit he really is by giving him so much to do. But I thought we were a bit lethargic in the opening half, gave far too many openings without any
Yeah.
open chances per se. None of Alisson's saves were heroic. Would you say they were very bog standard saves, but still
Yeah, I
saves
think maybe
nevertheless?
one was offside where he was 1-on-1 and he
Yeah,
saved it and they didn't flag it. So it would have been a biggie. But yeah, otherwise he could have caught one. Like he was diving in the in the
yeah.
top corner and he actually nearly caught it instead of palming it away. But it was again,
That
yeah,
shows he's coming back from fitness because normally he would have caught that.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
but
But he was
and that,
punching stuff away really
yeah,
confidently. Everything was he just had command, right? He just looked
come
like
on.
a guy in command of his box, and also the defenders can't maybe just felt a little bit more secure. To be honest, I said this on the other day as well. I didn't never felt insecure with Kelleher, never. Like I felt always very secure.
Yeah,
And
spot on.
same thing, I mean, oh, and there's a great point here from the 12th man, Liverpool 12th man. Don't forget the incoming GK Mama.
Mamadashvili,
So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
big up to your guest and our fellow red Grizz.
Big up Liverpool's 12th man. Hope you're doing well.
Mm.
But yeah, it was fantastic. What to see him back. In terms of the rest of the individuals, I don't think anyone stood out for
No,
me. Did anyone
no, no,
stand out
no,
for you?
no. Maybe Bobo had a good game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but otherwise, you're right. I would have given the man of the match just to Ali because we were poor first half, like you said. I think even Slots was like really, not
Beat
pleased at all
off.
with how. Yeah, he was beat off, which is nice to see actually. That we just gave him too much, and if you give him too much, these teams are going. It was a Premier League, ex-Premier League 11. Let's be honest. That
Pretty
team,
much.
most of it. So they knew how to press the team. They knew how to push the buttons and unsettle us, and it worked. So that's why we found it tough. I thought if it was a proper European team, I think we would just blitz them again because they're not
Well,
used
they
to the
refused
level.
to come out of the show. Even when we conceded the goal, sorry,
Mhm.
even when we scored the goal, they refused to come out
No,
and attack us with any numbers. They were just
no,
waiting for counterattacks. And,
yeah,
as you said, pretty much a Premier League X11. So you're right. But you've got to give credit to their manager. Michel is very highly thought of. A lot of big clubs and teams, I anticipate looking at him. because he did have them playing some good football. And tactically, I love the way even Slot noticed it as well. The way they played without a striker, they played Danjuma on the left, very much like how Leverkusen tried to play us. And there was a Premier League, even Forest. Forest pretty much played without a kind of striker. So these are all learning processes for Slot, and we're winning at the same time as he's learning. Um, and what I like about him, he's very adaptable. You know, he wasn't shy to make the changes. And I thought we revved it up enough just to win the game. We didn't
Yeah,
rev the game up enough to blitz them, like you say. But
no,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was very comfortable. Once we scored, it didn't even look like they were gonna sort of create a
no,
chance even.
no. There was the first half was the one where it was a bit, oh, they
Yeah.
might just score here. But second half, it got more comfortable. Why? We camped out in their half. The second half, it was literally just all over them, and we just couldn't get any major. I mean, we got some big chances, but we just couldn't get anything. You know, we needed the pen in the end, didn't we? At the end of the day, but
Do we in hindsight, and let's be honest here, are we very, very happy that Everton got cancelled? Because if we put that first half performance in against Everton at Goodison Park, things may have been very, very ugly, Gags.
I'm so pleased that it's got moved to Feb. To be honest,
Yeah.
I just want to get this month out the way first. Take it again. I mean, we should take it a game at a time, but I want to take
Yep.
Christmas. This month is heavy for us, and taking one game out makes so much difference, Grizz. Like having a full week between games, or at least 6 days between games for them, was massive. And by bringing Ali back in, now Jota might come back in. You know, give some of the forwards a break. That's going to give us so much. You know, over the next 5 or 6 games, just to be able to, because I think even Diaz and Gakpo and Darwin are looking a bit, you know, wary.
You have to remember, you have to remember, we are suddenly, or have been, um, suddenly from having 6 options, we've had 4 options for 3 for the last 6 weeks, I'd say. Like no Jota, no Chiesa,
No.
and the 4 have been, and the 3 have been rotated really, because Mohamed Salah plays every game, and then the other 3 have been rotated between them, and so they will feel a bit tired. There has been a lot of games, and they do tend to play, like only one of them comes off, and the other 2 tend to play the full 90 minutes. So look, but it was great. Look, moving on from there, it was great to see pictures of Chiesa and Jota training game today.
Oh, Chiesa scored in that reserve, or what is it? The under
Well,
21.
he played for the under 21s.
Mm.
He played for the under 21s, and I believe he played about 60 minutes,
Which is good. That's what we need. I mean, Carabao's ready for them for a few of these players.
I'd say so. A lot of
Yeah.
people were saying, "Do you think they'll be in the squad for Saturday?" I'd be surprised, Gags. I don't know about you.
No, I hope they are. By the way, peeps, like Cam just said, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Keep liking. I mean, I would be surprised, Grizz, if they weren't. Like normally, it's like they need 4 or 5 training sessions. They would have had loads of those now, especially by Saturday. So I think
today was their first.
Oh, was
training
today the
session.
first one?
Today was the first one that they joined the team. So today's what, Thursday? Another one tomorrow.
So yeah, bench could be fine. Like Klopp used to say, they need to train once at least, you know, to be able to, because that means they've recovered. But they won't start. So we've got quite a few here about some of the players. Let's just go through these. JT Barrow says, "Big up, guys. I can't believe how consistent Grav has been so far, both in Champs and Premier League games. I think he's a bit leggy, if I'm honest. But yes, he's been consistent and he's been really good. But he's one of the guys that's getting leggy. Like as soon as Mac's back, we need to rest this guy for a week or so. I think I really do, because
it's got to be the Carabao Cup, like we discussed last week.
He just can't play that many games. He's going to break, you know." Quick one here again from 12th Man. Do you think our latest man of the match, Robert, deserves recognition of maybe turning the corner in form? Being other than Newcastle, he has a good run of 7 games and notably played in all of them. Again, he's been getting injured, so I hope we don't have anyone to cover right back, left back, only Kwanzaa, and to be honest, he's going to have to play all of the games, Grizz, and I hope he lasts the test of time until Tsimikas is back. And there's
Oh,
another question from the same guy. Tsimikas' injury concerns me because little bit said about his return. So yeah, I mean
well,
that.
no. I want to fill Liverpool's 12th man in there. So
Mm.
Tsimikas was back on the football pitch today, running,
Oh,
uh, and
great!
which is great
I didn't
news.
know that.
So let's just assume he spends the rest of the week training on his own. I am assuming he's ready to start first team training from next week, which may give him an outside chance of participating in the Carabao Cup, which
Mm.
would then entail Robertson having a week off, which is
Yeah,
what we're asking for. I mean, look, I don't want to go too ahead of and start thinking about the Carabao Cup. I, like you said, let's deal with Fulham first. But
yeah,
I can envisage kind of at least 6, 7 of the team that won on Wednesday
yeah.
in the Carabao.
Oh, basically, Umair is saying exactly what you're saying here is that Kanate Bradley now the only ones injured, with Kanate expected to come back sooner than expected. I mean, to be honest, if Kanate comes back sooner than expected, Gomez all of a sudden becomes an option at right back and left back as well, which really helps everyone in the team. So getting the four, because it doesn't look like Kwanzaa's trusted at all at centre back, Grizz, at all.
You think? I just think he's just. I wouldn't say he's not trusted
Not
at all.
started, not started at centre back since the first game.
But I mean, but then he hasn't. I mean, Gomez is of course gone ahead of him in seniority.
Mm.
I wouldn't say. I'd say the. I'd say the only one who's not been trusted is Wataru Wendo, Gags. Like
Yes.
Kwanzaa's still being played,
Yeah, subbed.
right?
Yeah, subs, right back, everything. He's been playing. Yeah,
Right.
he's
So
started.
Wataru is the one which is very damning, very very damning.
Yeah, just not
Um,
fast enough for a Premier League team or a team
there was
like
no
this,
way he shouldn't have. Like once we scored, Gravenberch should have come off straight away for Wataru Wendo. Like, what minute did we score? In the 70th minute or something like that? I don't know. Whatever
Mm.
minute it was, he should have come off. And
Yeah,
Wataru Endo should have come on. I think it's a nailed on certainty that Endo starts against Southampton.
yeah.
I'd be absolutely livid, shocked, call it wherever you want if he doesn't against Southampton.
If he starts a strong team, it's going to be a tough one. But I've talked about the Carabao too much in the last 2 or 3 shows, so I need to stop because that's all that's
No,
getting clipped.
there's a very, very, very important game in between. Why
Yeah,
are we not
exactly.
talking about the Fulham? And do you remember last season's game? What a thriller!
Yeah, 4-3, wasn't it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
needed
and
a
Endo scored.
Wataru Wendo. We needed a Wataru Wendo
So,
stunner.
dude, we've got a few more things in here before we go to Fulham. So, Abdu is asking this question, and and then he follows up with, "What about my question?" So he doesn't have much patience. Abdu, come on, lad. Like, and also, really, like, we don't know what's going on, and your guess is as good as ours. Yeah, I don't know, Grizz. I don't know if you want to do that type of stuff on this show either, and I don't expect you to, and I don't want you to either. But your choice. That I
No,
mean,
we don't know. No one knows exactly what's going on. But the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? But it sounds and seems and feels like it's
talks
coming
are
to a
good.
conclusion.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and that's what we want. We want it to be concluded,
yeah,
and we want it to be concluded in a positive light. Now, finally, most people are coming to terms with, okay, it looks like Virgil and Salah will stay. And I'd say majority of the fan base, pundits, media alike, seem to think Trent's off.
yeah,
Make of that
yeah.
what you will. I don't. I think all three will be signed, sealed, and delivered. And I
They
think
have
he'll be
2 weeks to sign, seal, deliver them, though.
no, but see, this is what I've been speaking about on my channel as well, Gags. This is
Mm.
the point of contention for me.
Okay,
I hate when people talk about they can start talking. Of course, they can start talking,
they can
but for what?
sign. No, but they don't have to talk. It's not about talking. I reckon they might have already talked. They could sign with anyone
Sure,
free agreement from January 1st.
sure,
Like,
sure,
not in the Premier League, anyone outside.
sure.
Yeah.
But in this modern day and age,
Hmm.
why do we think that they wouldn't have had, if that was the case, if that was the
Hmm.
case, they would have had loads of conversations and advanced negotiations just so come January they sign on the dotted line. But they've
Yeah,
come out very, very openly and said, we have no intention of speaking to others. We do not want to go anywhere else,
yeah,
apart from Trent. But the only thing Trent has said is, I am not going to play out my contract in public, and he
yeah.
stuck to his
And
word.
that's fair.
So, and
That's
that's fair. So, look, I'm not bothered at all. I'm fed up of sort of it, to be honest with
talking
you.
about
I'm
it.
with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very fed up with it. Every week it's like, what do we think? What do we think? What do you think? What do I think? What does everyone else think?
Well, I want to know what you think about this comment, though. So, do you agree that Trent is the least important of the three? Because that's an interesting talking point.
No. And I'm call it controversial, call it what you want, but I think I've been I think I've been brainwashed by FSG to think about accounts and money all the time. And being friends with the great Mo Chatra, um, I think I think about the business and accounts too much. Gags, I struggle. I struggle to come to terms with the fact or the possibility of Trent leaving on a free.
Free. Yeah.
That irks me.
Well,
Now, in terms of
it's true.
importance to the team, importance as a player, I agree. But our overall package wise and age and fee we could collect and longevity, possible
Hmm.
longevity and everything else, no, we need to secure Trent Alexander Arnold as much as Virgil and Salah. Some may say more, some may say less. I say as much as Trent and
And
Salah.
you know what? You couldn't argue with it. My opinion is that I would, if you look at dependency, I think we're dependent more on Virgin Mo as a team, as an 11, than we are on Trent.
Yep.
But that being said, the other point, the counterpoint is good. Like, as in, he's still 26. He's generational talent, like Umair just said. At the end of the day, losing someone like that on a free is not acceptable as a football club. Just isn't. And I think what's got in the way here is that they were going to sign, but then Klopp resigned type thing that he's off. And so that didn't help the negotiations and we lost a year because, hey, let me be honest, I think we would 100% be losing them if Slot wasn't this good.
I think there's
100%.
I think there's a very good chance. You're right.
Because
I
literally
think
they
if
waited
this
to
was a
see how good he was, and now they're like, what? 19 out of 22? What? Or whatever it is, the number that we've won.
if this season started off as a shit show as many anticipated, well, not us, but rivals and pundits, the aftermath of Klopp, I think Trent was gone. I think I know that for a fact that Trent was off.
Hmm.
Um, I think Slot has changed his mind.
Hmm.
Um,
Made him a better player as well, by the way.
for sure,
I think he
for
defends
sure.
better already.
For
Like just
sure. I think he's
in
given him the kicks up the backside at the right time, don't you think? You
yeah,
know, with the substitutions, bringing him off, the showing him that we're not over reliant on you, the need, not the not having the need of him to be inverted all the time. I think that's major, Gags. I think that's a absolute massive factor in terms of not having to rely. The shape of the team, if we go back the last 3-4 seasons, was either Trent, Salah, that's it. Like it was Trent to Salah. That was our go-to move,
yeah,
go-to
agreed.
tactics.
Yeah,
You know, but now it's not. And
it's not.
and and Connor Bradley has shown to be a more than able deputy. And I think Trent has thrived. Instead of Trent putting on a sulk and saying, all right, I'm going off to Madrid, I believe he will sign and stay and show that I'm ready to be the future Liverpool captain. And I love this guy, the way he's dealing with me, the way he's coaching me. I'm ready for a new challenge, but in old familiar settings, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, AB saying he'd have no issues with him leaving, but not on a free. But that's the problem. He's going to leave on a free. And I
And
don't think Liverpool will be putting any kind of release clause in for Real Madrid ever. So AB, I just it's either he leaves now or he leaves for big bucks in a year or two's time. You know, that's the way it is. And I just can't see anything else. Loads of people talking about Trent in the chat. Loads of people, talking about Kanate coming back as well. You've got LFC Madge saying Hanji Grizz Baji here for you as well. And people, only 2 likes. Come on, man, more likes, please. Plenty
No,
of
no,
you
that
want.
doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Oh, yard, what are you guys doing? Can everyone stop what you're doing? It takes literally half a second. Click the like button, click on the notification bell,
Yeah,
and we're good to go. And we'll carry on talking about Liverpool. Oh, get
yeah.
your questions, get your
Reza,
comments, get your points in.
yeah,
I
Reza,
don't think you will.
we already answered this. I think there's a
Gags
chance.
thinks he will. I don't think they
Yeah,
will. I think
yeah,
they're being primed for Southampton. Bench, I don't think they'll be risk minutes. So what's the point of putting him in the bench unless it's for confidence and feel good levels? Um, I don't know. I don't think both of them will make the bench. I don't know who's the more advanced in fitness wise. It may be Chiesa because he's played 60 minutes.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
may
yeah.
see Chiesa get on the bench.
And then
Jota,
Jota start on Wednesday. Is it next week?
yeah, even starting Jota on Wednesday, Tuesday
Only for
might
he
be
can play a half. Like literally in
half,
the Carabao,
half,
you could do whatever you want. Like
wherever you want.
managers should really just experiment, and just take people, use it as a fitness game for God's sake. But anyway, Umair, is this make or break before we go to Fulham, and we need to make this the last one for Fulham. Yeah, folks, let's talk about Fulham next, right? Is this make or break season for Nunez? Umair thinks he's going to be sold this summer. Can I just add one thing on top of that from the UP boys, including international form? I think he's scored 3 in 39 games in his last 39 games. 3 goals. Okay, how's that?
Look,
Sorry, I had to add the numbers in because otherwise it doesn't make the conversation gets pushed into a certain direction.
Well, the thing is, no, I think obviously adding the numbers gives it a bit of context and perspective. If you analyze the numbers more deeper than that as well, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of the stats and how his stats have improved or gone down or whatever. I just don't think he's done enough to warrant being a starting striker stroke forward for Liverpool Football Club. And that's my biggest gripe. If you're investing 80 million, right? Do you remember when we used to speak about Origi? Ortega, yeah, he's all right. Origi, he does, because he was cheap. And he wasn't the main spearhead. So the expectation levels of Origi were here. Nunez is our number 9, 80 million. He's our main, when I say number 9, but he's bought as our main striker, big glamour signing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at Liverpool next season. I genuinely don't think so. I thought Slot's comments post-match. Don't know if you heard Slot's comments. If someone can put in Slot's comments about what he said post-match, but actually leave the comments because you have to hear him and hear his tone of voice to have a better understanding and perspective of what he could possibly have meant. But he wasn't best pleased. I don't think he is best pleased with Nunez's output, performance, call it what you want. And it shows that even whilst Jota's been away for best part of 6 weeks, maybe, if not more, maybe around that period, he still hasn't cemented. Like, for example, there were conversations about Kelleher keeping his place. Is there any conversations about Nunez keeping his place? No. There you go.
Yeah. Marmoush has to be the replacement for Nunez, while Cherky has to be replaced with Spurs. I don't think Sabazlai needs to be replaced. What?
Whoa,
Paul, you've been a bit abusive as well.
You started off right.
Yeah, he's been swearing in the chat as well. Like, no need to be so angry.
Is he aggressive? I didn't notice.
Well, he's been swearing because a few of the other guys are disagreeing on Trent. So he's like, "What the fuck this does?" Like, well, dude, you don't need to swear. It's all good. We're all the Reds here.
Right.
But
it's passionate. He's
Yeah,
passionate. Paul's
very
passionate.
passionate about Liverpool. Very, we love it. We do love it. But yeah,
Guys, there's
get over
60
it.
of you guys in here. We should 100% be on about 30 likes at the very least. So
Come on,
let's
folks,
let's,
hit the
let's
like
stop being
button.
lazy. Let's hit that
Yeah,
like
come on.
button, and that's
But
good.
yeah,
60.
and over 300 of you, nearly 350 of you watching overall on Twitter as well. And if you're on Twitter, come and join us on YouTube and
We
make
done that at the
comments.
same time, Gags. I like that. We done it at the same time. We done it. Come and join us. I'm not sure if we went the right way. I'm not sure if we went both the right way,
Yeah, but we can now. Look, here we come and join us.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Synchronized banger moves as well. What more do you want? Unbelievable,
Mate, if we win the league, we'll be meeting up and doing one of these.
oh mate, don't. We're gonna make up for COVID.
Yeah, we have to. Like
We're gonna make up for COVID.
Talking about that, 90 points wins the season this year. It wins the league this year. 90 points. So that means till the end of the season, Arsenal can only drop 8 points. City drop 6. Liverpool 17. We can lose nearly 6 games, and still get 90 points, Grizz. That's incredible.
Look, I don't want to start looking that far ahead and deep into it. The numbers don't always match up. Performances, injuries can take a dip. Well, injuries can happen anytime, as we know. Just imagine, and God forbid, I'm just putting it out there. I don't know why I'm even putting it out there, but just because it happens, it's football, it's real life. Imagine Virgil picks up an injury. Imagine Salah picks up an injury.
Yeah,
then we suddenly anything can happen. So let's just keep going the way we are, which is amazingly, brilliantly, professionally, and just do you. So for the people that don't know, the Merseyside derby has been finally given a date. It's been
needs
rearranged.
to be approved by UEFA though.
I think it will be,
and
I think it's fallen at a very convenient time. Probably the best option out there. And it just seems like the stars are aligning, Gags. Like everything is kind of, the squad's nearing full fitness. All our squad options are coming through. Only Conor Bradley's a few weeks away as well yet. And Konate. The rest seem to be in and around training now fully. We're winning games of football. We've put in a bad performance a couple of times, but got away with it. Namely, who did we play? What were they called? Girona and Newcastle. Yet we still ended up getting 4 points out of 6. It seems to be going well right now. I'm not looking at how many points needed and all that yet. Let's just knock off the wins. Let's win our home games without question. First and foremost,
especially because of what happened last year, in terms of us dropping off and being in the race until 8 games to go. Injuries just really killed us. So I'm with you. We got to just take it game by game and see where we get to. Obviously, if you watch all of the Big Six type of shows and all those, there's going to be banter and there's going to be loads of people.
People are piling on. People are piling on the pressure.
Yeah,
like rivals are gone from slot machine, blah 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 blah, to you haven't played anyone, to you haven't got injuries, to you're actually controlling the weather and able to postpone games. So people are running out of excuses very, very quickly, and they know we're, as of now, the real deal.
Yeah, we are. We really are. And this is why I keep saying, and a lot of people are talking about transfers now as well. We must buy in Jan, like just a couple of players. I wouldn't mind if they just got a hybrid centre back, full back kind of player that could really just cover 2 positions. Same thing with midfield. Buy a midfielder just to cover some positions in there. Forwards we've got, and we're seeming to handle it well with the 4, the 6 of them rotating, and hopefully Chiesa can stay fit for a couple of months at least to try and push us through some cup games. But I just hope we're being a bit smart, because we're a bit short. And you know what it is? We don't even need to have a world-class player in that position. It's like, as long as Verge and Konate and Gomez are rotating in the middle, and one of Trent and Robbo are playing, or Tsimikas is playing, or do you get what I mean? It just needs a stand-in, or if badly, I don't know. Just it feels like
Okay. I don't. If Bradley and Tsimikas regain fitness, and we have Gomez as our third centre back and third choice fullback on either side, I think we're fine, Gags, in terms of defensive numbers. Because where is this hybrid of a defender player going to get any games? Like, where's he going to play? Where are you kind of giving
only,
him
I
minutes?
guess only if we get injuries, which we seem to have.
Exactly. But then do we want
Obviously,
to waste
you know,
a signing because we know we're very economic, let's say, very pragmatic with signings. So let's not just waste an opportunity to buy a player. Let's wait for
yeah,
a grade A centre back in the summer.
yeah,
But in the midfield, it's a must. It's
yeah.
an absolute must. I don't want us to shy away from the midfield if it's possible. I have a feeling we're going to say it's not possible, and we have identified our targets, Zubimendi,
Oh,
namely, and I think we're going to say we
hasn't he got
can't
injured as
secure them.
well?
Hey,
Hasn't
yeah,
he got
he
injured
picked
as
up an
well?
injury, but it's nothing. I don't think it's nothing serious.
Okay,
Unless I'm mistaken.
right.
I don't think we're gonna do much action in January. I think it's gonna be all about celebrating 3 contract
Oh,
renewals, like
okay.
3 new players.
It
You
will
know,
feel like it, won't it? And it just, I mean, to be honest, they're going to cost a bomb, dude. They're going to
but this
cost
is it.
a bomb.
Listen,
They,
people
my
that
my
people,
thinking, and I haven't heard this, but it's just I'm thinking, and you can tell me whether I'm on the right lines or not. But I'm thinking one of the big problems is going to be is that they're all in a position where they're going to ask to be either the top earning person at the club or close to being the top earning, and that's a problem because it means there's 3 people on like 350 400k a week, and my suspicion is that that's what Verge wants because Verge knows he's the leader and the captain. But obviously Mo's going to demand it because he knows he's a leader and performing. And then Trent's going to be saying, I'm your future captain once Verge is gone. So I want to be paid it too. And also I've actually done really well myself, won everything at this club. I think I deserve to be paid for that loyalty. Now, I might be wrong, but I have a feeling that the sticking points are 3 people, 3 players on that money is a million and a bit, 1.2, maybe 1.1 a week, 50 million a year on those 3. So, and you know how tight we are. So
I don't I don't
that's what I'm worried about, should I say.
I don't think you're wrong. I
Mm.
agree with that theory. I've been banging on that same theory. All 3 have got very strong cases to say hello. And the problem, or it's not a problem,
They could
it
even
is
be
a
working
problem,
together, They could even be working together.
but Gags, and this is what I say to Mo, and Mo says it back to me as well. We've kind of been programmed to think of that aspect and worry about it too much. As football fans, we shouldn't worry about multi-billionaires having to spend a bit of their money or profits or whatever into securing our 3 greatest ever players. Like each
I'm
3
not
of
saying
them, each one of them has an argument to be. Trent will say, "I will end up being one of the greatest players that ever play for Liverpool." Virgil will stay the same. Salah will say the same. Now, 50 million buys you F all right now in the market. So if
that.
you need to pay 50 million a year for, let's say, 2 years at the very least, right?
Mm.
Um, then do it. Unfortunately, the situation is we find ourselves in is this, and so you have to deal with it.
Yeah,
Now, what I mean about the signings and the future transfer windows and budgets is I think it's going to get taken out of that, which is a
yeah,
shame, which is going to
yeah.
frustrate and anger a lot of the fan base. But it's a balancing act, right? Do
I
you let one of them go and then invest 50, 60 million in a replacement, and you're not guaranteed the output and the levels of these 3 that have
well,
achieved?
it's like what? Well, it's going to be 18 million or something between, or 17ish, 16.5 million each or something like that. I don't know what the calculation is in that, but it's something like that. But at that point, it's worth doing, right? When you think of the money in
Worth
that,
doing.
it's like, and also, I always this is a good one. FSG Sai, and he's got Super Sabazlai as the I love that. What did I say? I don't disagree with you at all. We
Mm.
should be paying the money. What I'm saying is we have no history of them forking out and taking a risk like that with players. And they would much rather just save the money and do something else, which makes no sense to me, because if you're going to replace any of those three, you're talking 100 million, dude. So do you get what I
But
mean?
this is but this is my point. And from what we know, they are master businessmen, right? And if they are masters of business and they are shrewd and very good businessmen, then they will have to do the right and the good thing, which is secure them, and then give yourselves breathing space. Look, in terms of Virgil and Salah, it will be their last major contracts, whatever. Give them 2 years, and
Yeah,
that's fine, right? Either way,
yeah.
whatever they want, you have to do it. When I say wherever you want, they obviously can't be unreasonable. Yeah. So they will be. I don't think Virgil and Salah will be unreasonable in their demands. The Trent one is tricky. I get it. I understand. But he's got that and he's using it at the moment, or, has used it exquisitely, the Real Madrid factor. But I genuinely believe that FSG have to. They dug this hole for themselves, right? So they have to dig their way out of it. And the only way they dig their way out of it is by saying, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, ho, ho, ho.
Do you agree with JT here? Be prepared to see more academy kids sold if we sign all three. Quickest way to balance PSR, unfortunately.
There'll be if things don't go right on the pitch, there will be demonstrations galore. I believe so. But as long as we're winning on the pitch, we know our fan base is built differently from the likes of Arsenal or Manchester United. You know, there won't be protests or demonstrations or voices of discontent until things get really bad on the pitch. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I think they should just do it. Just do it. Like, I mean, we ain't got Nike for long, but just bloody do it. You know what I mean? That's it. Finish it off. Anyway, we are running out of time, but we need to talk about Fulham, dude. So thank you so much, folks, for all the questions. Let's focus on the upcoming game. We need to win. We need to go clear at the top because everybody else plays after us, I think. Or
Yep.
no, Arsenal play at the same time? Maybe.
Not sure.
Maybe.
Not
I
sure.
don't know
Focus
who.
on ourselves.
Yeah,
Focus.
yeah,
We need
yeah.
focus.
Focus on ourselves. I am going to bloody check though. Yeah, Arsenal play Everton. Arsenal play Everton at
Oh, there
home.
you
They're
go.
going to batter
Oh, there
them.
you
They're
go.
going to batter
Oh,
them.
there you
They're going
go.
to batter
There
them.
you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, we, yeah, what do you think? What's going to happen this weekend? What's your prediction?
My God. My God, I can't envisage or foresee anything else apart from 3 points. The performance will have to be upped. And I think Slot gave them a very clever telling off, even though we won, but he still reminded them of the levels that we have to reach. And yeah, I expect a full strength team. I think it's quite obvious what the team's going to be. I don't think we need any team leaks to suggest what the team is going to be. It picks itself for me. I don't know for you. With McAllister injured,
Same.
suspended,
Yeah, yeah.
and Nunez having a bit of a stinker, I think the team picks itself. Do you think?
I think it does. I think we got a couple of predictions here. 2-0, 2-0. Folks, likes. Come on, likes before I answer this question. Likes. More likes, please. I do think it's a really easy team to pick because of the options at the back. There are not many,
Mm,
so we're going to go with the same four that we had. Well, Trent, Robbo, and Gomez, and Ingy and Ali as well.
mhm.
And then midfield has to be the same three that started. Curtis, unless he does something crazy and starts Endo in this one, which I just can't see him doing. But Curtis, Dom, and Grav look like a decent three to have. They need to probably just link together a bit more because they probably haven't played together that much without Mac. And then I think the front three again picks itself. It's Diaz, Gakpo, and Mo.
Yeah,
So
I think Diaz quite enjoys this role. Gags. I think he quite likes this central
yeah,
roaming free, almost dare I say it, Bobby Firmino esque. And he's certainly got the skill.
bloody hell,
I
that's
don't think he's got I don't think he's got the footballing intelligence of Bobby Firmino, but he's got the
no,
work rate and he's got the
no.
skill.
I am I can't really compare him to Bob because that boy, I miss that guy, and I think we're
Same.
gonna, the link up play that he did, the pressing he did from the front was insane, man. Like bloody hell, that's gonna be the best front three. I mean, I thought I would never see anything again after John Barnes and Aldridge and Beardsley, right? I just never thought I'd see, or Houghton. There was a four, really. I never thought I'd see anything like that again. But then when these three, what they did in that 4 or 5 year period is
They ripped up everything else and
everything.
said,
Just
"This
said
is
we're gonna nail it.
we are magnificent."
So the comparison to Bobby is premature one, I'd say, just yet. But where he does do well is the energy. He brings a hell of a lot of energy, and he can finish when he gets a chance. The problem is, have you noticed, our nines aren't getting many chances unless they're called Jota. So
Well,
Diaz doesn't get many chances. Darwin doesn't get many chances. So the problem is, and this was something that Sam Maguire put out there in an article, like, hey, it's the system that Slot plays. Maybe the nines don't get as many chances as they did with Klopp. And I'm kind of like thinking, is that the case? Do we need to do a bit more looking into that? And hopefully the UP boys can do something. But I'm just thinking, yeah, he gives what he can do. Shall I tell you what is the best bit of Diaz playing there? Is this way him and Gakpo can switch around the pitch so effortlessly if they are pulled out of position and they just go opposite. And
but I think it's fairly set in stone that Gakpo doesn't like the central areas.
no, 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 I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's definitely left wing. But what I'm saying is when Diaz does make the run into the channel, Gakpo is very comfortable to just run off of him into that central area and vice versa. So it just makes it much easier that you've got a player that can kind of help out on that side if he wants to or not. But yeah, to be honest, he's way better than Darwin is there. Let's put it that way. And he did score in the Champions League quite a few goals a month or so. Was it a month or so ago now? It feels like a long time ago since Diaz scored, to be honest, or did anything productive. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah. The league,
we're
his record in the league hasn't been amazing.
no, so we
Um,
really need something from him this weekend, to be honest. But he's got the pace. What I love about the three, when Darwin's playing with Diaz and Mo, is the pace is incredible. But still, Gakpo's not bad. I think he gives you something that's direct, and he's actually Gakpo's been doing really well, hasn't he? You can't doubt him. Can't
no,
doubt.
see the thing is, right, and someone pointed this out to me. The numbers between Gakpo and Diaz are very, very good, Gags. So between them for that left spot berth, they're very good. Look, I think this is the strongest three now
Yeah,
until Jota
Jota.
comes back to full fitness. Um, and look, it's got the potential to be very, very tricky, very dangerous. And I do love the way Gakpo utilizes that far post, and sneaking in for a big guy to sneak in. I do like the way he does that, and I agree with you about Luis Diaz. I wasn't before people start going mad. I wasn't comparing him to Bobby as, yep, that's our new Bobby Firmino. I was saying sort of the traits that we're asking him to play and
Mm.
use. Um, sort of the dropping, the linking of the play. We don't normally associate that with Diaz. Diaz
Mm.
is tries to get the ball and face up his defender one-on-one fullback. Sorry. Now he's playing a lot with his back to goal, and I'm being pleasantly surprised at his ability
Oh,
to
he's
do so.
strong at
Of
holding.
course,
Yeah.
it's not Bobby Firmino levels. Like
No.
you said, Bobby Firmino was phenomenal at that, but I think he's a better finisher than Bobby. So there's pros and there's cons.
Wow. You think he's better finished than Bobby? Okay. Well,
Mm.
is Anderson definitely out on the weekend? I thought you were saying last week he was back.
Anderson's touch and go. So hopefully he's out because for me he's their absolute best centre back.
Yeah, and
And that
Bassey's
would be a
out
huge help.
apparently.
Yeah, Bassey's definitely out. Um,
So that then they said then the same guy Mateus here is saying the captain for Fulham is also out with suspension along with Reece Nelson and midfielder Harrison Reed as well. So is the captain, if you didn't know, it's Tom Kearney. So
yeah,
thank you for those. And they've taken quite a few points here. According to Tom, they've taken
they're a
five
very
from
good
Spurs,
team.
Brighton. Yeah.
Top manager.
Iwobi surprised me a lot, Tom. Actually, he's been a surprise. But you know what? When I watched them at home against Arsenal, and I did watch that game because I was interested in seeing if Arsenal dropped points. Two, I was interested in because it's their next game, and we weren't playing. We didn't play last weekend, so I had to watch some football. And I was not impressed whatsoever with them. Like they were awful. They
I
scored a
think you have
very
to give
low
credit.
XG goal.
I think it was their second look. You got to remember, teams like Fulham aren't used to playing 3 games in 8 days, 7 days,
Mm.
and they were in the midst of a very busy schedule with a stretched squad, with the said number of injuries and suspensions. They gave a good account themselves. Arsenal are a very good team. Arsenal knew what they had to do, yet still weren't able to break them down. So I think you've got to give them a bit of more credit than
Well,
you are.
no,
I certainly would give them more
I
credit.
gave them the only credit I give them is that they set up like a relegation team and they
Well,
literally
how did
just
you expect them to? You can't. No,
no,
you can't expect them to set up any other way
yeah, but
against Arsenal.
they weren't a threat at all. So for us, they're not going to. I don't feel like they're going to be a threat at all if they play like that. Do you get what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. They scored a very good goal, but it was literally very low XG. So
But it's all about counterattacks, and they showed last season that the counterattacks can be deadly. Jimenez, if he starts up front, we know he's a very, very good player. Or I think Ivan Nilsson will play. No, is it Ivan Nilsson? No, the other striker who was rested. Can't for the life of me, man. The name's gone. Someone in the chat will know the name. I think they will rotate. Um, I think Harry Wilson will start this game, and Harry Wilson probably will love to try to put one over Liverpool. And Muniz, that's it, Muniz, the
yeah,
striker up front. So they will make a
and
couple of changes. I think Castagna will come in at right back. We know Anthony Robinson is a very good left back. In fact, someone
oh
that
my
we are probably
god,
looking at. Go on.
oh,
You're not a fan, or you are a fan?
no, I thought he was awful against Arsenal. The two
Oh God.
goals, he's standing there with his legs
Ladies
wide.
and gentlemen,
Got done so many
man
times,
of the match, Saturday, 5 p.m., man of the match, Anthony Robinson. All abuse aimed towards Gags when that happens now.
dude.
For
I know.
for jinxing Anthony
I'm just
Robinson.
saying the Arsenal game was not. If that was the game where I mean, you should never judge anyone off one game. That's something I definitely believe. But if we're just talking about a performance, that was bloody awful from him. The
No, he's a
passing out
very
was
good
bad.
player.
He
Very
got
good.
done by Saka. I mean, Saka's one of the best players in the league. So got done so many times by him. He was fouling him for no reason. He was almost played both players onside for the goals. He played Saliba onside with he's standing there with his legs out doing a jumping jack or something for no reason, like standing still straight. No, it's a bloody, it's offside. Then he's literally millimeters from playing Martinelli on for the winner as well. He's out of line completely. It reminds me of Robbo sometimes. I'm just like, dude, yeah,
You've done exactly what you said you shouldn't do and won't do. You've judged him on one game.
I'm not. I'm just saying he had a bad game. I'm judging him on one game, as in
And that's
how he
fine.
played in that game was awful. I'm not saying he's a bad player overall. I'm just saying in that game it was very bad for a
It can
team that was
happen.
defending.
As we both said, Saka can do that to the best of players and more experienced
JT's
players.
message has been on the whole time. But yes, you're right, JT. If you put weight into the fact that they had 1 day less recovery last week, then yeah, they could be playing poorly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Silva saying today in the press conference that Anderson is out against Liverpool, so don't
Ooh,
worry about that.
that's
You
very
know,
positive. Very
it is
positive for us.
interesting. It must be very. I mean, we've got something here which is interesting. Getting a result with the players he has is very impressive. Silva is good. Silva
I
is
rate
good.
Silva very highly. I think someone like Spurs should be absolutely looking for him. I even think Man United should have had a look at him. Um, with along obviously they went for Amarim, but I think Marco Silva is absolutely ready for a top job.
Yeah, I mean he's had a few jobs now. I think he got unlucky. He was at Everton, but then he went
No,
to
we
Watford,
discount that. Yeah, we discount that.
and then Watford just didn't go well, did it? I think it was at Watford as well.
The owners are so temperamental at
Yeah, they're
Watford.
awful, aren't they?
You know, come on,
Yeah,
they're wild to say the
yeah,
least.
they are wild. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend, the game. I hope they're.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
looking forward as Liverpool fans. We're looking forward to every game. We can't wait for
yeah,
the next press conference, the next interview,
yeah,
the next game of football, the next
yeah,
post-match conference. That's the feeling that we are in now. The energy levels are there. You know, hopefully a packed Anfield, 3 p.m. kickoff is very rare. You know, and as you said, we're kicking off at the same time as Arsenal, who I personally think are our direct rivals for the title
yeah,
this year. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
we can discount Man City. I think we can discount Chelsea on the basis of their defense, even though going forward they're fantastic to watch.
I
Um,
agree.
but I think it's out of us and Arsenal, guys. I really, really do. So let's just
Yeah.
hope we're focused and we get the job done without any drama or hiccups on Saturday.
And the thing is, they've just had a draw against Arsenal, so they're going to be quite confident that they can get
Yep.
another draw. So
Yep.
we shouldn't be looking past them. I agree with that for sure. I just know this is going to be a pure backs against walls game. They're just going to be camped in. Now, if they haven't got Bassi and Anderson, it does. Like, I'd be disappointed now, Grizz, if we don't win that game. Without their
And win
main.
it comfortably. And win
Yeah.
it comfortably. You know, I'll just
The comfortably stuff, I'm not too bothered about. I want
no
3 points.
2-0.
Yeah, that's it. Just wipe it off. Done.
When I mean
Resting
comfortably, I
players.
don't mean I don't look for thrashings and beatings and
Yeah.
4-5-0. We should 2-0, job done, no injuries. I know you're not going to look forward to the Carabao Cup, but let's look forward to the Carabao Cup.
No, I will, because I'm looking
Or
forward
let's
to
focus
seeing.
on Spurs away next week. A
Yeah,
very, very tricky game to tick off.
I'm
That's one
looking
of the
forward.
away grounds that we tend to struggle, whether
Yeah,
it's VAR
and they
or
have
whatever.
pace. They have pace on the counter, but that game will be end to end. Spurs are the what's it called? Spurs are just the kind of want to
Yeah,
entertain.
but what I mean is that like every opposition rival fan will be looking at the tough away fixtures we have. Okay, and
Yeah,
so we need to tick them off one by one. So we've
yeah,
done Newcastle, we've done Manchester United, we've done Arsenal, and now we will have done Spurs next week as well. So we just need to tick off all the away fixtures that others are looking at for us to drop. Let's keep
yeah.
keep
And
looking
a
off.
really good point from how do I say your name, Douda, that Spurs
Oh,
play
great
United in
point.
Carabao. So
Great point. Great
because
point.
yeah, great point. So they will be playing 2 games, and they'll want to play their big, their first team in that
Yeah,
game.
the a chance for a trophy for Tottenham Hotspur, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake, man. Win a trophy. Win a bloody trophy, man. Like, surely Angie's under pressure, right?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. And I do look forward to Carabao, but I hope he rests players. That's all. And I hope
I
we
hear you.
win by, if we win by resting players, then I've got no problem with it at all. No
No,
problem
I
at
agree
all.
with you.
Just
I
playing the
agree
full
with you.
team is just, yeah, that's not where we want to go. But anyway, Ange, oh, this is interesting. So if we're talking Spurs, Ange always said he always wins a trophy in his second season. So yeah. So, and then the response, they'll probably sack him before the Carabao.
Before the cup final, yeah. You never know with that weird club.
Oh
Absolutely. Well,
my god,
let's
so funny.
let's not call them too weird until we've played them next week.
No, exactly. They could look. They beat City 4-0 in there. I know City's not what they. I mean, look at. By the way, El Shitico is this weekend as well. Did you know?
Wow. I mean, is that the lowest of lows you can remember as far as a derby goes? And is it for the first time, would you say Manchester United are not going there looking to get thrashed? Like,
Yeah,
I
first
think Man
time. Yeah.
United will look. I think Man United are pretty confident of going and get a draw there.
Well,
At
didn't
least,
the last time Amorim played City, they battered them, so
huh?
he kind of knows how to beat them
Huh?
without
Yeah, but he's
Rodri.
got shit
So
players to do it with. So, but
going to
anyway,
be it's going to be interesting. Thank you so much to Umair and to Manu.
everyone, all of you
Manu
have
as
been
well.
brilliant in the comment section,
Yeah, been great.
and hopefully we've interacted with you
What?
sufficiently.
Oh, I clicked this accidentally. How are you guys not into cricket and you're Asian? Yes, we are into cricket.
How do you
Who
know
said
we're
we're
not
not?
into cricket?
Yeah, how can you just like make a random statement
Assumption.
and say we're not in cricket? Weird. So weird. It'd be interesting to see who you support in cricket, though, Grizz.
Support is a strong. I'm a fan of England and Pakistan as well. But support, I don't really have a support. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of England, Pakistan. Yeah,
I'm
I'd
not a
say
fan of the English cricket team at all, so I'm not ashamed to say that
not
because
not this version, not this
no, no,
version, but
no, not
Bazball.
English. I grew up in my household with my dad, and the only thing he watched was so I followed him in one and not the other. So he only wanted to sport. He only watched Man United, one. I didn't follow him in that. The other thing he only watched was India in cricket, but I did follow him in that one. So as a kid, I've just been watching the Indian cricket team from start. So when they were really rubbish, really poor, to going
You're going
into
through a funny phase again, aren't you? Like it's a bit of hit and miss at the moment. It's like you went through the dominant era of Kohli's captaincy, like pretty much the best
Oh, they
team in
just
the
won
world.
the T20 World Cup, which was fun, a lot of fun. They should have won the one day one as well, but Australia had a great day.
Yeah,
And the test they've lost in the finals the last few times, and
yeah,
it's they're a decent team. They're a decent team. So
absolutely.
yeah, but by the way, I always want Pakistan to do well. I always do. I think it's
It's
a weak,
like who
it's
can we
weak.
compare it to in terms? Who can we compare it to in the world of football? Like it's almost like the entertainers like sort of type thing, isn't it?
Mhm.
You need a good Pakistan team to make it lively and exciting, the
Well, I
competition.
just
And
think a
you
strong
never know what they
Pakistan.
see. You never know what you're going to get with Pakistan. So it's one of those ones
Oh
you
yeah.
watch them because you
Well,
could get
exactly.
56 all out, or you could get 200 for
I think
no.
a strong Pakistan makes cricket better, if that makes
Oh,
sense, right?
no, I
And
know
I
what you
and
mean.
I always miss the big test matches, and I miss the pressure of the test. The one match I love the most, like recent one, and you're gonna hate me for it, but is the Kohli innings right at the end to turn around
Of course,
in Australia. Like I thought that game was over, it was finished,
of
but to
course,
turn
of
that
course.
like he did. And also, I love how the Indian players and the Pakistani players love and respect each other whenever they meet, and they share
Yep.
gifts, and
Try
it
to
just
set
shows
try to set the right
whatever happens
example.
between the countries, they proper respect, and that's why I
Try
love it
to
even
set
more.
the example.
You know?
Try look. Mabs is saying, sorry, Manu saying, how did this turn into cricket? I blame the Arsenal fan in the chat. Masters of deflection. Brilliant comment. Brilliant comment to end the show with.
Yeah, we'll end it. We'll end it here. But yeah, a bit of respect for some cricket teams there. But yeah, I don't really support the English one. Sorry. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about Asians and not getting into that team in the olden days, and I just very put me off big time. But anyway,
Fair enough.
we'll not go there. We'll not go there, Grizz. Grizz, thank you so much again, and I shouldn't thank you because this is your show as well. So yeah, great to give us your time, and yeah, I really enjoy these. The hour just flies by, dude.
I tell you what, man, like we were struggling with talking points as such, like a basically mediocre performance, Girona, pretty much already qualified, and then Fulham at home. But yeah, with so many talking points. And thanks to the chat. Thanks to
Yeah,
you guys for commenting and liking, hopefully, and subscribing. And
yeah.
upwards and onwards.
Upwards and onwards, and keep, like Grizz said, please like and subscribe. We need everything from you guys. It's just a click of a button. That's what's going to help us grow. That's what's going to help this channel go. That's what's going to help this show as well. So we really want that for the channel and this show. It's we want it to become the staple of it. So yeah, please do help us out. We're reliant on you guys. So yeah, with that, Grizz, next week, big week. Let's hope we're top, and let's hope we've maybe even qualified for some semis. And then at the same time, we're looking forward to White Hart Lane, and then it's Christmas. So my goodness, it's going to be a mad. We need to discuss what we do on that Christmas week as well, actually, off air. But yeah, we'll come up with something. But yeah, to everybody who's watching, whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and to everyone who's commented, thank you very much for the support thus far from both of us. And we'll be back next week with another ChatG&G. Thank you very much, folks. And yeah, stay safe, and up the Reds.